We better get back into this then. I've been slacking, people. I do apologise. I know in that last video, if you've watched it, I spoke about how I'm coming off everything and I wanted to document the journey. And how I done that? Fuck no. I've been terrible at keeping up with the YouTube. But I thought today's the day. I need to just take the bull by the horns and just get stuck into it. So firstly, if you are a regular watcher, I do apologise for not putting out regular content, but I'm not even going to commit to a number of videos. I'm just going to say we'll try and get back into it. And I thought there's quite a lot to talk about and quite a lot has gone on that may explain why I've not been posting regularly. So firstly, went through a little bit of a breakup, you could say. So single man now. But yeah, we split 6 weeks ago. It was shortly after that video. So that was just over a month ago. So it was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, I believe. Maybe a bit longer, I can't fucking remember. So now, I am a single man, but I'm also a dog dad. So it's just me and Bella. Oh, focus camera. Jesus. Okay, you can sit there, you can sit there. Ow, no. No biting. Look at this little baby. My little fluff ball. Bella update. Oh, why is the camera doing that? She is now coming up to 6 months old, which is crazy. Let's put you down. Training with her is going very well. She's got a big personality. She's very confident. Confident little doggy. Recall's good. Obedience is good. It's just when she's on the lead, she does tend to pull a little bit, which I'm trying to get out of her. We're trying to teach her, I'm trying to teach her loose lead walking. And it's just when she sees another person or another dog, it's just like, I want to get involved. And it's pull, pull, pull until she gets it. But yeah, we're getting there, we're getting there. Everything else is going really well. In terms of my own personal update, since that video, I've obviously been cracking on with the diet. Good chunk of body weight down. My body weight has been sticking for the past couple of weeks, but visually I'm seeing changes. So I'll do a bit of a physique update later. I'm training legs later, so I might take you through that as well and do a little bit of posing afterwards. Treat you guys. I know you enjoy that sort of half naked content. So we'll get into that. I've actually stopped everything altogether. The last Sunday just gone was my last jab. So from now until, well, I've got 3 more weeks of dieting whilst I'm still in a super physiological range, which basically means my testosterone is still going to be higher than normal range because it takes a while for the drugs to come out of your system. But after that period, then they'll obviously start trickling off more and more and more. And then it's going to be about restarting my natural production. So yeah, last jab was on Sunday. I'm on nothing now. I'm going to put in some HCG, which is another drug to help signal my ball sack to start producing more testosterone. So I'm not going to feel like shit, hopefully. But we'll kind of take it as it comes. I'm not going to like anticipate feeling like shit or low in energy or all the other signs of low testosterone because I just don't know what's going to happen. It affects everyone differently. And I'm not even against the idea of, you know, potentially going on TRT for an extended period of time, but staying in a physiological range, you know, just taking enough to get my testosterone to the upper limit, but not going over, just so I can still feel good, make good progress with my physique and everything. And yeah, we'll see. I've got a very good coach in my corner that's guiding me through this all. So today's video I think is just going to be a bit of a day in the life. Obviously I provided a bit of an update there. Like I said, got legs later. And that's about it, people. So stay tuned. Do all the supportive stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next clip. A little bit of meal prep going down. So this is going to be my pre-workout meal. I've already had my first meal, which was 100 grams of sourdough, 3 eggs. This meal, fucking hell, that was close. We've got ESN rice pudding, which is obviously very similar to cream of rice, but like it says on the tin, it's a bit more of like a rice pudding consistency, believe it or not. So I'm actually about to run out of this one, but I've also got the maize pudding, which is obviously not made from rice, but it's very similar, basically the same macros. So both of these are really great options for quick digesting carbs, which is obviously going to be ideal pre-workout. And the good thing about this to compare to cream of rice is it's easier to make, number one, and number two, it doesn't volumize as much, which maybe isn't a benefit, but during an off season, if you're bulking, this is fucking incredible because the amount of carbs you can get down with such low volume is incredible. I think during a diet, cream of rice is probably going to be a little bit better for me. So once this is done, I'm going to swap over to cream of rice. But the way you make it is I've got 95 grams, I think. So usually you take the quantity and times it by 3 and add that much boiling water. That is simply it. Have I got enough? Yes. A little bit left over. And then boil the kettle. With all my meals, I add in pink salt. Pink salt gets demonized. And you know why? Because a lot of processed shit has high sodium. So for people that eat minimally processed foods, single ingredient, whole foods, that are nutrient dense, it doesn't have added sodium in it. So you need to add that sodium in yourself to increase your training performance, reduce cramps, help hydrate your body, right? So adding salt to your meals is absolutely key, and not enough people know about it. So you should be adding salt. For me, I have roughly 8 grams in total. I do have 5 meals, so I just take 8 grams, divide it by 5, and add that much pink salt into each meal. So I know that roughly 12 grinds of this pink salt is what I'm going to put in for each meal, and times that across 5 meals, that adds to about 8 grams, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're going to zero the scales. You can do this with a whisk or a spoon, doesn't really matter. I think whisk gets you a little bit more of a better consistency. And because it's 95, I'm just going to add 300 grams of boiling water. Bosh. Give that a good whisk. Now what I'm also going to do is add a little bit of cinnamon for flavour, and then also smack in the 10 grams of Lidl's Finest dark chocolate. 85% or above, it's got to be that. And it's an ideal fat source to have pre-workout. Give that a good whisk. Get the dark chocolate melted in there. And then you can either add your whey straight into that. Well, I would let it cool for a little bit first and then add the whey. But what I personally like doing, and I always end up doing this when I get to a certain stage in a diet, is I turn it into a whey paste instead. So I add it into an extra bowl. If you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know about the damn whey paste. It's fucking incredible. So at the moment, I'm unfortunately stuck with vanilla cream because this is what I've got to use up. Pretty dead protein source, if you ask me, as in protein flavor, sorry. But I'm not letting it go to waste, so we're getting it in. So I've got 45 grams in there, and literally all you're going to do is trickle in. I'll tell you what, I'll do it with the bottled water here. It's not bottled water, it's out of the tap. But this is how much water you want to add. Ready? About that much. I don't weigh it out. I've just got a special talent for knowing how much to add in. And it should be going to a nice gooey consistency like that. Just like that. And then this goes in the fridge. And you can see the consistency of the rice pudding is quite gloopy and sloppy at the moment. But if you just leave this on the side, once it's cooled down a little bit, stop steaming, put it in the fridge, then it hardens. And it's pretty wonderful. So that's everything there. I'm going to prep some veg now as well. So run you through that. What I tend to do with my veg is I batch cook it enough to last me about 3 days. So I have 200 grams in each of my savory meals from non-starchy vegetables, right? So vegetables that don't contain a lot of carbohydrates. So that's going to be courgette, aubergine, peppers, tomatoes, mushrooms, and beetroot. And this is something I purchased at the start of the year. It's a vegetable cutter, which just makes the process so much quicker. I know that making veg or preparing veg can be a little bit of a chore for some people, But I think fresh vegetables not only are probably a little bit better for you than like the frozen crap. I say crap, it's not that bad, but the frozen stuff tends to have quite a bit of added oils in sometimes, so you've got to be careful of that. But you simply just kind of cut it up a little bit, place it on there, and then you just get that, smack it down, it cuts it up into nice little pieces. And then all I do is whack it in the air fryer. If you've got a Ninja, max crisp for about 15 minutes, and you want to stir it halfway through. And then I use paprika seasoning and bardia, which you can get from Amazon. This seasoning, I bang on about this every time I prep food, but more people need to know about this. This whole thing is about £8, I believe, if not cheaper. Lasts ages, got 0 calories, got some added sodium, but it goes with everything. I use it with chicken, beef, veg, on my eggs, with my salmon. Elite, I promise you. So yeah, I'm going to prepare this and show you when it's done.
And I think that's when you kind of forget what it really...
J3 University podcast is very good for people that are interested in bodybuilding and learning more about everything that comes with physique development around competitions, bulking, cutting, diet, posing, like the list goes on. These guys, John and Luke Miller, are great, and they've got a lot of educational resources online. So yeah, if you want to learn more about bodybuilding, then that is the go-to podcast. Just whilst we're here, I'll say some other podcasts I tend to listen to. The Big Dog Cast, Diary of a CEO for more like mindset and learning around other subjects outside of fitness and physique development. Modern Wisdom, Real Bodybuilding Podcast, that's a great one for like news around bodybuilding and just general guys having a bit of a laugh. Revive Stronger, another good educational one. Once You're In podcast, that's Finn and Reese, 2 young lads about the same age as me, chatting shit, talking about bodybuilding and having a good time. The Beautiful Struggle. So yeah, they're the ones that I tend to listen to be honest, if you are interested in listening to podcasts. But I think you can get so much information and knowledge from podcasts, and it doesn't require you to sit down and like dedicate all that time into learning. Like you can be doing other stuff whilst learning. So I'll be taking Bella out for a walk soon, while she destroys her bed right in front of me, and I'll whack a podcast on, or right now listen to a podcast. So I'm always learning, continuously learning, because I don't have a lot of time in the day to be educating myself, which is bad. I know I should be, and I do want to do more courses in the future. I'm actually looking at getting some lined up soon. But yeah, if you're into podcasts, give them a listen. So this is how the veg is looking before it goes in the air fryer. As you can see, all cut up nicely. Paprika, bardia, and then we go bush on, match crisp, match. What I do is put 10 minutes. When it goes off, give it a stir, another 5 minutes, done. How are we doing focus? You're dropping in and out? No, I think we're good. Right, gonna show you some training. She's absolutely full of beans at the moment. I'm about to take her out for a walk, but I've not fed her. Well, I fed her this morning, but she's not had food for a while, so she's quite hungry now, so this is a good time to do training. And she's also high in energy, so it's good to do it when she's like, no. High in energy like this, so she can learn to kind of control it. Down, down. So I use this clicker. This means something good. She's done something good and gets a reward. Sit. Heel. No. Heel. Yes. Heel. Place. Put some trees on the floor now. Wait. Break. Sit. The other thing I'm teaching her to do, well, she already knows, but when I say her name, I want her to give me eye contact. Bella. Down. 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 I don't know why she does this, yeah? When I say down sometimes, she like gets a strop with me. She's like, oh, fuck it, I don't like down. Place. Wait. Wait. Break. But yeah, as you can see, the training's going very well. I did a puppy course. It's Will Atherton. If anybody's getting a puppy or know anybody who's getting a puppy, it's about £200, but this course has been so fucking good, honestly. Sit. Down. Heel. That'll do it for now. Alright, just got back from the walk. Here is the veg. Don't know if you can quite see that. That is how it's looking. Nice and crispy. And that'll just get smacked in a Tupperware now. And as I said, as and when I need it, 200 grams each meal. That combination, lovely. Sort of like Mediterranean style. But it is time for the pre-workout meal now. So this is going down. It's lovely. 150 grams of cherries. I think in terms of tiered food that's frozen, fruit, cherries has got to be number one for me. 100 grams of blueberries. I would say blueberries coming in at close second. And one medium-sized banana. Oh, I've also forgot the honey in this. So instead of buying the shitty honey from supermarkets, get yourself some raw honey, like proper stuff. And the ingredients of this is literally 100% raw wildflowers, pure bee honey. Like there's nothing else in it. And what I tend to do is I add in 15 grams with either the rice pudding or with the whey paste. But because I've already made the rice pudding, actually, you know what? I'm gonna just smack it on top of the fruit today. It is kind of like hard honey. Ooh, I feel like something just fell out there. It is kind of hard honey like that, but if you put it in with the rice pudding when it's hard and the pudding is hot, obviously it melts down nicely. Now the whey paste has obviously been in the fridge, so it's hardened up a little bit. So I literally add like a drop of extra water, which just softens it up a little bit more. Also adds a little bit more volume, so this will spread further. Gotta lick the bowl, be rude not to. And then to top this off, a little dash of cinnamon. Look at that. I mean, dieting whilst eating this is basically like eating a cake on a diet. So damn good. Something I've done recently is increase my meals from 4 to 5. Oh, not in the shop. From 4 to 5. Reason being is because I'm getting to the point where I'm a little bit more hungry now, so it's just nice having more frequent meals. So what I've done is my first meal, which was sourdough that I mentioned earlier, that also usually has 350 grams of yogurt and 200 grams of blueberries. So I just move that meal to a later point in the day as like a little snacky thing. I also pull out 100 grams of the blueberries and put it into this meal. So it's 100 grams of blueberries, 350 grams of Greek yogurt, and it's a nice little snack, like I said. A little tip, if you're dieting, have more frequent meals. It doesn't even have to be a meal, call it a snack. Like, for me, a meal is a protein serving, right? So, little tip there.
In for legs, he says, grabbing dumbbells like this. With this new plan, I'm doing arms at the start of leg sessions, so I literally do one bicep, one tricep, both of them are myo rep sets. So the way you do that is you pick a weight that allows you to fail around like 10 to 15, go to failure. Well, you're meant to leave a rep in the tank, but I just take it to failure. Rest for about 10 seconds or 5 breaths, go again, and then repeat that for the given number of times. And usually it's like 3 mini sets after that main working set. So kicking things off with an incline dumbbell curl. Warming up, don't worry. I think the key with any kind of dumbbell movement, especially this one, is as you lean back in the seat, and I like to have it on an incline, 2 or 3 notches down from there. Keep your elbows slightly behind your torso, elbows still, and you're just curling up to about there. You don't need to bring your hands up over your elbows. Once it comes over the elbow joint, super easy. I can hold it there forever, right? So I want to come down, start about there. That's where tension comes on. And then lower it down, not to the point where the elbow's locked out. Just before that, pause, drive back up. Tricep next. Good old rope push downs. Been suffering with a bit of tendonitis recently in my left elbow, so I'm trying to work around that at the moment. Anything kind of where I'm in shoulder flexion, so anything where my shoulder is up here like that, tends to be the most painful. Shoulder extension where I'm back here or just down by my side is less painful, but still painful, so I'm having to just do high reps, slower concentrics, slow eccentrics, nice pauses, just making a lighter weight feel heavier basically. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can do it relatively pain-free. I feel like I train like such a pussy when I do it like that. I can't just put any like oomph into it, you know? Oh, it's still painful though. Just gotta take it easy. Luckily I've got a massage booked in tomorrow, so hopefully we can try and narrow down what's causing the issue. Okay, calf raises up next. With this hammer strength one, the platform is arched like that rather than flat, so I find that if I wear shoes, they tend to slip, as in my foot slips out of the actual shoe itself. So put a mat down like this, so it allows me to take my shoes off, get a better connection with the calves, and my foot doesn't slip off the platform. Plus it's a little bit of padding because it's quite a hard surface. And we've got 25 kilos added onto the stack because I'm a fucking unit. Adductor up next. Good little tip when it comes to getting in and out of this machine. You can move your legs wider when you're higher up the seat. So I put my feet on the end platform here, shift my bum up, move the platforms out, slide myself down a little bit, and then from here, I assist myself with the first rep and then slide myself down at the same time. Job done. Line hamstring curl up next. You'll probably notice that I'm doing a lot of isolation work before I get into the heavy compounds, and for me, I think after doing this style of training, I prefer that because it gets a lot more blood flow into your joints and connective tissue and really primes you for those heavier compounds, especially when it comes to leg training. I feel like you need at least one isolation before you do a heavy compound, just to get some blood flow in there, like I said, but also to get you mentally switched on, ready for those big compounds. So 2 sets on here. You'll notice when I do this, firstly, I know I've got my positioning right if that leg pad doesn't slide up and down my leg as I go through the rep. And the next thing is that not many people think about is you want to almost imagine you're slightly crunching on your abs, and that's going to help limit lower back rounding and your hips shooting up. If your hips are shooting up and your lower back's rounding, ultimately you're using other muscle groups to help you move that load, so your glutes and your lower back. This is a hamstring exercise. So if you can feel your lower back at the end of one of these sets, you're doing it wrong. So just pay attention to what I do when I start the set, crunch down and just pull myself in hard. So you might have seen there that as I got to those last couple of reps, my hips really wanted to rise up, but I was doing everything I could just to keep them down and just think about really dragging my heels up towards my bum and letting the hamstrings be the prime mover of this movement. Stiff legs next. 200 for 5 last week, so it's going to be 205 for 5 this week, I reckon. Right, playing it a bit more sensible. Instead of going 205, I'm going 202.5. So 2.5 up instead of 5 kilos up. But I got 5 last time, so I would like 6 with the load increase. So the goal is going to be 2.5 kilos up and a rep up. Now we just need a good song. Come on.
There is a light to all this darkness.
That second set was tough. I don't think I rested for long enough. About 190 for 5. 202 for 6. Take that as a win. Okay, at the moment the leg press is out of order. So usually I'll do 2 sets on a single leg press and then 2 sets on a quad bias leg press with both legs. But instead, I'm going to do 3 sets, potentially a 4th set, because this is a great exercise to get both glute and quad. I'm leaning forward a little bit more, focusing on knees over toes. So yeah, it's a great exercise for glutes and quads, like I said. Now, positioning my feet quite far forward. The hook is going on the hole at the front so I can get the most amount of range of motion. And I'm just trying to drop the metal buckle here in a straight line down. Like, you don't want to really have the weight pulling you forward in the bottom position because it comes on an arc like this. So you'll see hopefully from the side that I'm just trying to drop in a straight line down and let my knees and hips bend accordingly. Such an underrated piece of kit, this. It's great because unlike other squat patterns, it loads your hips rather than having the load on your traps, which is going to load your spine. So like majority of squat based movements you're doing are compressing your spine, whereas this is loaded on the hips, so it alleviates that a little bit. Fuck it. 100. Did 90 last time, but these are feeling good today. Usually I wouldn't advise taking such a big load increase. So I've gone 10 kilos up from last week, but it's a new exercise. So the fact that it's new allows me to progress it at a very fast rate because that skill acquisition is going to come quite quickly. Once that's been acquired, then it's much harder to take those progressions. And that's the point where I'll swap to those baby plate increases, you know, your 1.25s, your 2.5s. But yeah, I got 90 for 7 last week, so I'm going to try and get 100 for 7 today. So I got 7, but had to take a slight rest pause on that last one, which I don't mind doing. So you can see I kept all my reps continuous there. The very last one, I knew I probably wasn't going to get another one if I didn't pause at the top. So I came to the top, took 1 breath, and then 1 final rep.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Okay, 10's off. Cheers.
Come on, now, get nasty.
Ooh.
Come on, get happy, let's go.
Fuck. That last one won't go. Thank you, man.
Legs done, battered. So I've got a call in about 10 minutes. So that last one there was a drop set, so I'm still getting sort of the same amount of volume, but in less time. So that is legs wrapped up. I know I said I was going to get a physique update, but like I said, I've got a call, so I need to get back. Ideally slam a meal down, get prepared for this call, have the call, which will probably be about half an hour, and then do some more work, and the final PT of the day.
My sugar levels would spike, but now because, and there's a lot of science around it, because I'm eating so much protein with a slice of toast, it's not having the same effect. The protein has a big effect on that spike.
It's slowing the digestion of the carbs, right?
Yeah. So
I think probably the quality of the carbs you're having as well are a bit better. It's not carbs that are high on the glycemic index, you know, they're more starchy carbs that are a bit slower to digest, things like rice, pasta, potatoes, that sort of thing, rather than, I don't know, cereal that's going to spike your blood sugar levels and, you know, cause that crash potentially. So that's really good stuff, mate. Really good to hear. So just had a really good call with my client down there, chatting about his progress after the last 3 months, setting new goals for the next 3 months as well. And something he mentioned there is he's type 1 diabetic, and the improvements he's seen in his blood sugar levels, as well as his sharpness at work, his overall health, his sleep, his energy, his mood, have been massive, which is fucking brilliant for me to hear as a coach. And not only that, he's achieved some incredible fat loss so far. So yeah, I mean, the fact I get to help people do this on the daily is such a rewarding thing. But anyway, post-workout meal, rice, chicken, almond butter in with the chicken and rice. You heard it right. Don't knock it till you try it. I promise you, it's fucking elite. 150 grams of pineapple. We've got some mixed veg in there as well. I've also started adding a quarter of an iceberg lettuce to my beef and chicken meals, just to volumize it a bit more, minimal calories. But you get, it makes you feel like you're eating more. And I'm getting to the point where I'm a little bit hungry now. So a little dieting hack for you. Volumize your meals with iceberg lettuce. Not the tastiest thing, but when you're dieting, everything tastes good, right? I'm gonna scram this now, and I've got a PT. That is the day wrapped up. I do like to save myself a little bit of time, if I can, at the end of the day for some downtime. And what better way to do that? Now I'm a single man, I've got my man cave back to have a bit of a game. For me, my go-to game at the moment is Overwatch 2. I'm a bit of a geek with it. If any of you play it, my go-to heroes: Orisa, Soldier, Moira. Elite. 6v6. That's the way to go. I'm going to wrap this video up when I edit it, so we're going to clock off for today. But if you've been watching up to this point, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you've got this far, I mean, hopefully you're enjoying it to some extent. Fucking download. This is so annoying. Like, come on to play, and it says downloading. Alright, only 6 minutes, it's fine. No need to panic. Like I was saying, if you're enjoying it, please like, please subscribe, do all the supportive stuff, share it with a friend. And we'll wrap things up, like I said, when I edit it. So just wrapping up the edit for this video, and whilst I've been editing this, it's Sunday. That was filmed on Thursday. Quick turnaround, right? Love it. And it has now officially been 1 week of coming off everything altogether, and I'm feeling like a brittle old man, low testosterone, I can't function. No, I'm joking. I'm all good. And I think as long as I can have a positive mindset going into this and remember the reason why I'm doing this, I'll be able to push through absolutely fine. But like I said, if all fails, I'm not against the idea of being on TRT for a period of time, but true TRT, not that TRT plus that people say where it's like 400 milligrams of testosterone. There will be an amount to keep my testosterone within a physiological range. So I'm not exceeding that. The green zone that you get on Medichecks, that's going to be the goal if I do go down that route. And I may look to use maybe a little bit of growth hormone. And then other bits and bobs that aren't classified as steroids as such, more just like performance enhancing drugs. But they don't shut off your natural production of testosterone. I think that's going to be the key there. And I think things like growth hormone can actually have quite good long-term health benefits depending on how much you use. So we'll see. But the cost of growth hormone is fucking extortionate, so I'm not too sure about that one. But yeah, that's about it, people. So if you've enjoyed it, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what type of content you want to see in the future. More Bella related stuff, more training, food, whatever. Let me know. Reactions video seems to go down quite well, so I might do one of those soon. If you've got this far, fair play, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya!